Hey, beautiful souls, beautiful sunshine here with the R Holistic Healer, aka Sonia B. So I am back with several different prophetic messages. So I just want to say, for those of you who feel like this message does not apply, let it fly, okay? And for those of you who are sticking around to the very end, this is a message that you may want to, if you're going to cut the video off in the middle, you may not want to, okay? You might want to listen to this message to the very end. This is an urgent message, okay? And this message is for those people who I truly believe that are empaths, okay? And not only that, but there are other people out there who may not necessarily be empaths, but this message also applies to them as well too, okay? And so with that being said, and when I say empaths, to me, an empath is someone who has the heart of God within them, okay? Just too caring, a little over caring at times, okay? So that message is for you. So be mindful, okay? Along with other people as well too. But first of all, let me give you the first message. The first message, I forgot to give you guys this one the other day, but Spirit brought it to my attention yesterday. So I want to say this. If you guys are someone who have been in a relationship, and let me just say, like, particularly if you've been someone who's been in a relationship and you have been basically dependent on your partner to speak up for you, okay? And when I say speak up for you, I mean speak up for you, like talk on your every behalf. Like every time they're conducting business, you're like this, kind of ducking behind them. This is the only kind of scenario I can kind of give to you. You're kind of ducking behind them in a sense, and you're using them, as I'm hearing, as like the scapegoat in a sense, like to see, put him in the forefront or her in the forefront just to see how people are going to handle the information in a sense, okay? So to me, what I just heard is like sneaky type behavior. It's almost like you allow your spouse to fight, and I don't mean like physically fight, I'm talking about spiritually fight. You allow your spouse to, and even in physical form, you still kind of hide behind your partner in a sense, okay? 2023, God saying no more of that, okay? You're going to learn how to speak up for yourself, period, okay? But this is the other thing too that I want to make you guys aware of. There may have been some things that have been transpired behind the scenes with different people who have been basically hiding behind their spouses, okay? So what the Divine Spirit Light wants you guys to know is that some of these people who have been kind of hiding behind their spouses and allowing, I just heard a minute ago, like, it's the evil in a person, okay? So a person will put their partner in the forefront while they hide in the back because they know, it's almost like they use their partner as, okay, let's just say it like this. Thank you, Spirit. Let's say one partner, it may have a good heart, okay? And let's say the other partner doesn't necessarily have a good heart, okay? So it's almost like the one who does not have a good heart, they use their partner who has a good heart and put them out in the forefront to kind of manipulate and puppet strings in a sense of what the person wants, okay? What they're trying to, it's almost like deceiving a person, okay? That's what I just heard. So I just want to make you guys aware of that. But again, if you have been somebody who has been doing that, or if you know someone who's been doing that, 2023, God is about to check that, okay? And I did do a TikTok video on that if you guys want to go to TikTok to see that. But anyway, so with that being said, I may put this video on TikTok as well too. But even if you are on TikTok, you may have to go to YouTube to get the full message, okay? Anyway, so this next message, this is the important message, okay? I mean, it's all important, but this message is something to be mindful of. If you guys are going out and about, it doesn't matter where you're going. If you're going shopping, you're going to the grocery store, I don't care. If you're going to the museum, you're going to the theater, it does not matter. Wherever it is that you may go, Divine Spirit Light wants you to be aware, okay? Wants you to be aware of your surroundings, because you're going to start seeing some stuff and you're going to be like, what are they doing? Trust me and believe me when I tell you, you may see some people doing some weird stuff, but what I want to bring to your awareness is, and you see how those lights just turned off, right? And they turned on by themselves. I don't even have that remote control in my hand, right? So that's a warning to let you know, okay? So Divine Spirit Light wants you to know to be mindful, okay? And the funny thing about it was it went from red to turquoise back to red, okay? And turquoise is usually a sign of, you know, tapping into your intuition, okay? So here's where you're going to need to learn to start tapping more so in your intuition, okay? And paying attention to your gut feelings, and more importantly, listening to your body, as I said in the other video, because your spiritual team is going to be guiding you in a sense of what's taking place, having you to see things that you have never seen before, things that have been been underneath the surface, things that has been hidden behind the scenes, and things that people don't necessarily want you to know. So when, I don't know if you guys ever heard of the word like hidden cult, okay? And I don't mean like they have it as a hidden cult because they don't want people like us to know about these things, because as long as we don't know about these things, it keeps them running games around us and keeps us caught up in their cycles, in their lies, in their webs, okay? Because sometimes those people try to create illusions around people and make them think that, you know, oh, they're not seeing exactly what they're supposed to be seeing. So this is where God is going to be good at, okay? Because God is revealing to you what you have never seen before, or what you didn't realize these people were doing before, okay? But I hate to say it, some people are going to get upset, but if so, I have to call it how I see it. When God showed it to me, I got to be true, real, and authentic and express it exactly how he showed it to me. Because in this dream, it showed up as if like being in a grocery store, right? And in a grocery store, it was almost like the cashier. So pay attention to people who are ringing up your stuff, okay? Just little subtle things that they're doing, okay? Hidden agendas, okay? So in this dream, it's almost like the person was ringing up my food. He said, okay, well, your total is such and such. So, you know, you go and stick your card in at, in a sense. And well, instead of that being there, it was like another screen. So everything he was adding up on his screen when he was scanning stuff, I could see it on his screen, but I can also see that there was another screen, but that screen was facing him. So when he was done ringing it up, he gave me the total. I turned the other screen around so I can see what was on the screen. So pay attention to probably your receipts, and pay attention to your food items, and make sure that, you know, you wasn't charged twice for something, or, you know, just something like that, okay? So just be mindful, little subtle stuff, okay? So anyway, so once I turned the screen around, he was like, oh, don't touch that. And I said, no. I said, you have a screen over there. You can see what you're ringing up. I can't see what you're ringing up, so I need to see my total. And I turned it around, and I was firm, and I was assertive in letting him know, no, I need to see, okay? So then he gave me my receipt after I saw the total, and then I had my food and stuff. Like in the dream, it was like the food and stuff was in the grocery cart, okay? So then next thing you know, it's like all of a sudden, it's like the food had just disappeared. Like the whole cart had just disappeared. So just be mindful of like little shenanigans like that, or things like that kind of happening around you. That's just an example. It may not come in a form as that, but just something like, wait, I just had this. Oh, wait, where did that go? You know, I know I just saw that. Okay. No, you saw it. You saw exactly what you saw. Okay. So be mindful of those just little game plan that people do, because sometimes people try to create illusions again around people. So what I did was I had my receipt, but I didn't see my grocery cart. Then I went to the service check counter, and normally the service checkout count, excuse me, the service counter usually only has like one in the store, but in this dream it was two in the store. So what happened was the first counter I went to, I was like, oh, it's a bunch of foreigners in this line, and I had noticed that. So that's something to pay attention to as well too. When these things are happening, pay attention to who's around you, okay? Or just the people that are within their immediate environment. Just pay attention to those people who are around, okay? And then not only that, but and I hate to say it, but if you're someone who's foreign and watching, you know, it is what it is. I have to call it out for what it is, okay? So if you're not doing these things, then you don't have to worry about it, okay? I'm talking about those who are doing those things, okay? Anyway, so I saw that counter was full. I left that counter and went to another counter, but at the other counter, there was like a Hispanic woman at the counter. She was standing at the counter in yoga pants instead of like the uniform of the store, and she had her back facing like towards like where customers would normally come, in a sense. And she had some weights in her hand, and she was sitting there going like this with the little weights in her hand. But then she had her butt out in the opening. Her butt was covered up in yoga pants. But I thought to myself, I was like, I said, she has her ass facing the cash registers where everybody is coming, where their employees are ringing up people at. So it's almost like people can see her, in a sense. So I say all that to say that there may be something that you may see that may looks a little abnormal, that you may see somebody doing that's weird and chaotic. Trust me, there's some sort of hidden agenda that they're doing, okay, that you don't necessarily know what they're doing, okay? So I just heard that you may see people doing things, and it's going to kind of spark your curiosity. What are they doing, okay? Anyway, so that was one dream. So be mindful of that. Wherever it is you go, grocery store, shopping, anywhere pertaining to somebody needing to help you or check you out of a place, okay? And then this next dream came through. Bear with me. So this next dream is pertaining to, like, for some of you guys, it may be pertaining to a neighbor. And for some of you, it may not be pertaining to a neighbor. It could be pertaining to someone else, depending on where you are at on your journey. Okay. So you have to see who the person is, but somebody that you may possibly have in some sort of maybe disagreement, or some sort of, I don't necessarily want to say a conflict, but some sort of dispute. Okay. That's something that you have been noticing that this person may have been doing, okay? And it's almost like you go to this person, you kind of address them in a sense. But it's almost like this person's going to kind of come off, instead of them coming to, when you go to address them, instead of them coming to, let's just say if you go and knock on somebody's door and you go to address a specific person, and but I got it to where it wasn't somebody's personal door. It was like kind of going to their place of business. I don't know. But again, it's different for everybody. But just be mindful of that, okay? So whether you are confronting someone in a sense of needing to talk to them, in a sense, I saw that it's almost like this person, I feel like they kind of know that you're kind of coming. So they're going to have like either a sibling or someone else to kind of say, well, hey, they're busy right now or something like that. So just be mindful of that as well, too. Because sometimes these people, when it comes down to spirituality, sometimes these people can see things ahead of time. And you have to realize, like, when I say that sometimes, okay, let me say it like this. I just heard Spirit say, people got spiritual gifts, okay? We all got spiritual gifts. Some people have misused their gifts, okay? And some people may continue to misuse their gifts. But the thing about it is, when people continue to misuse their gifts, they're not under God's protection. But as long as you're using your gifts the correct way, God is going to make sure that you're good, okay? Period. And, just know and believe that karma will come for those who are misusing their gifts. So anyway, so it's almost like these people can sense when you're coming, in a sense, okay? And I have to say this as well too, because it just came to me. Sometimes people are a part of, how can I say it? Sometimes people are a part of a particular cult or religion, should I say, to where they have, how can I say it? To where they're worshiping the devil, in a sense, okay? They may be thinking that they're worshiping God, but they're really worshiping the devil, okay? So I say all that to say, it's like the enemy, because remember, in the Bible tells us that the enemy knows the word too, right? So it's almost like the enemy feeds them information. They say, hey, such and such is coming. So you understand what I'm saying? So if you may find yourself going places and you find that certain people have appeared there, it's because sometimes these people are getting their information from somewhere else, okay? But the next message came through, like, some of you guys may see a situation to where you're dealing with like family, in a sense, and family may ask you to do something for them, and you may realize, like, no, why can't you do it? And it's almost like the family member kind of gets a little upset and just kind of goes their own way, in a sense. And see, not only do they only go their own way, but it's almost like they go their own way, but then it's like other family members go with them, and it's like you're standing there kind of left alone, okay? And I just want to tell you, if that should happen, that is okay too. So if you find that people are pulling away from you and falling at the wayside, let it fall, okay? Because this is where God is trying to get you in a position where he's trying to talk to you, he's trying to speak to you, and he's trying to reveal information to you, okay? And then this last dream came through. Some of you guys may be in a situation to where you're married, okay? And this could either be happening now, like if you guys are staying in the same household now, this could be happening spiritually. The way I saw this was, so imagine if you are someone who is married, or you could even be someone in a relationship, is what I just heard too, okay? Maybe you've been in a long-term partnership, whatever. But the way I saw this was a couple that was married. And let's just say that someone was married and their husband was kind of standing up against a wall, and it's almost like, the wife kind of like, how she just tries to come in, woo her husband a little bit, go like this a little bit, in a sense, she was kind of like doing that to her husband, in a sense. But it's almost like, and then after she was doing it, and then it's like another woman had appeared and came along doing the very same exact thing, okay? And I just saw 444 as I said that. And it's almost like, and again, whether this is being done spiritually, I feel like the way I feel like is, let me say this, divine feminine, if you know what a divine feminine is some people be trying to imitate who you are, okay? Let me say that first and foremost. They're trying to imitate who you are in order to woo your spouse, okay? So this is where two things is happening. Either someone is about to experience this because they're about to go on a spiritual journey, or I just heard the other way to see this is too, is this is currently either spiritually someone's trying to woo them and trying to allow themselves to seem like, hey, just everything that she is, as an example, everything that I am, you know, they are also too. So now it's like them having to choose between which person that they're going to want to choose, in a sense, okay? So some of you guys may find yourself be going through that situation, but a true divine feminine and true divine masculine, they know who their divine counterpart is. No matter how many counterfeits may come along, no matter how many people may come and try to woo them and distract them and turn their heads and get them to, you know, look at them like, hey, look at me, the pick me chicks, in a sense. A true divine feminine, a true divine masculine knows where their heart lies because their hearts are connected, okay? Period, point blank. So those are all the messages that I have. But I do want to say this, please be mindful, because this year is going to be a little, I just heard kooky. So just be mindful of that. And if you guys need some assistance on your journey, please feel free to go to my website and look at the services that I have to offer. I have services there that can help assist people on their journey. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and end it there. But I wish you all much love, much light, and stay safe. And most of all, pay attention to your surroundings, okay? Because God is going to give you information. He's going to give you messages. Much love, much light. Bye.